Hello there, Alaskans, wherever you are. Welcome to the Must Read Alaska Show. Coming to you from somewhere in Alaska. This is the place where we talk about, you guessed it, Alaska. Where we keep the mainstream media on their toes and where we are standing up for what's right in a world run by leftists. You can find out more by heading over to mustreadalaska.com and also checking out the Must Read Alaska YouTube channel for some really great content. But first, let's get this party started.
Well, welcome everybody to the Must Read Alaska show. I'm your host, John Quick, and I'm coming to you live from somewhere in Alaska here on the Kenai Peninsula. It is looking like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day, which is very exciting. And the fish must be running because, man, the line up to catch some fish in Kenai is just nuts right now. So although we do appreciate everybody coming down from Anchorage and the Valley, make sure to clean up your mess and to shop at a couple of our shops while you're here, because we'd love to collect some of your sales tax to pay for our schools while you're catching a fish. So we have an awesome guest today. We have a guest that's coming back for the second time because literally dozens and dozens of people have asked for her to come back. The first time we had Danica on, who's Alaska's own Instagram star. She runs Grow in Alaska. We had a giveaway. It was kind of our first big giveaway we've done, and we had 1,500 people enter into the competition for the giveaway. So without further ado, welcome to the Must Read Alaska show, Danica. Thanks for coming back.
Hi, thank you for having me again. This is exciting.
Well, in case people missed the first one, tell people a little bit about what you do and kind of, if somebody looks at your Instagram, it looks like you've been traveling all over Alaska. So
yeah.
Tell people a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
Okay. When did we talk last? How long has it been?
Gosh, we talked probably springtime, probably right before the summer.
Like March, April, kind of. Okay, well, yeah, I have been doing a ton since we spoke last. So hello, everyone. My name is Danica Baldwin. I am a full-time content creator on Instagram. I run a page called Grow in Alaska, and I kind of help promote travel and tourism in the state of Alaska, while I also run my own personal business. I do a little bit of travel planning for personal clients, and then I also work with local businesses here in the state to kind of help create like more brand awareness and just kind of get their business name out there more. And then what else am I doing? I am currently, trying to travel all over the state of Alaska just to kind of explore more, experience more myself. That way I can be able to share, with others and share with my clients, kind of my personal experiences and my recommendations. So I've been doing a lot this summer. I went to several different places in Alaska, and I'm sure we'll talk about that here soon. But yeah, so I'm kind of like your modern day travel planner on Alaska. On my page, you can find a lot of like tips and recommendations and things to do in Alaska. I do a lot of tours, so I like sharing my experiences with those. That way it can kind of give you an idea of what you want to see and do while you're here. And not only for people wanting to visit Alaska, but I also help a lot of local Alaskans as well. There's a lot of people that have lived here their entire life, and they haven't really explored Alaska too much. So I'm just trying to be that helpful resource for everyone in Alaska. So
that's awesome. Well, we have a lot of folks that listen that are elected officials and work for cities and boroughs, maybe they're mayors. If you're listening and you work for the state of Alaska or literally any city all over Alaska, y'all need to hire Danica, because she has, if you look at her stuff, cities and boroughs often have budgets for marketing, and they're infamous for having committees about talking how to spend money, and that never really leaves the committee, and they never really do anything effective. This is your time to shine. If you're a city and a borough, partner with Danica, and she can make your borough look like the best borough in Alaska in a matter of minutes. So I'm sure you traveled all over Alaska this last summer and probably even before that. What are some of the favorite places that you've traveled this summer? Tell folks about them. I know we also have a lot of listeners that are not only outside of Alaska that may be traveling to Alaska at some point in their life, but also in Alaska that have the best, travel experiences at their footsteps. You could probably spend summer after summer after summer checking out all the nooks and crannies of Alaska and
Oh my
still have
gosh.
more to find. So
Yeah.
share with us some of your favorite spots this summer.
Yes. So I myself have an Alaska bucket list because I've lived here my entire life as well. And I haven't even came close to seeing every place in Alaska and all the cool places to see and do. So that was my goal this year, was to try and hit up some new places. So starting with, I went to Southeast Alaska. Um, Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I cannot recommend going there enough. A lot of my time has been spent more in like South Central Alaska and Interior Alaska. And so I'm super familiar with all of those places. So getting to see Southeast Alaska and be in some of the cities, like I went to Juneau, I went to Skagway. Skagway was by far like the cutest little town I've ever been to. It was my favorite town that I've ever been to in Alaska. I took some tours with some people there. I got to do like a brewery visit, stayed at a really cool old hotel. It was a cool little town because they, 95% of their business is cruise ship traffic. And the cruise ships leave at night, and then the city's like a ghost town, and all that's left are the workers and the locals. And so I got to stay there for a couple nights and meet a lot of the locals that live in town, a lot of the people that have lived there for 20 plus years. And then I also got to meet a lot of the seasonal employees that just keep coming back summer after summer because they have such a good time in Skagway every year. I got to ride on the railroad. It went through like Yukon and did a couple hikes there. I went out with Ocean Raft Alaska and did a super cool, like a speedboat tour. It was awesome. Got to see a ton of wildlife on that tour. Got to hang out with the team there and the owner there, Ashley, for a couple of days. And just really got to know them and their families and stuff. And they took me out to do fun things after work and just really took me in like family while I was there. So it was an awesome experience. Juneau was amazing. Another big city in Alaska, but still a lot of cool, fun things to see and do. There was a ton of great like local breweries there. Met a lot of the owners there and got to kind of hear their story and how they opened up and things like that. And so Juneau was awesome. And then recently I went to King Salmon, Alaska, and I did a women's wilderness retreat. So I went and slept in a tent in Katmai National Park, and I was with 14 other women, and we had terrible weather the entire time. It was pouring rain, but we still made the best of it and had a really great time. So we learned like wilderness survival skills, shelter making skills. We built fires with a flint and just did a lot of really cool like Alaskan things and learned a lot about like safety out in the outdoors and things like that. So that was the most recent trip that I went on. And then I will be going later on to Kodiak and Fairbanks this year. So I just haven't gotten to those places yet, but those are kind of the main places that I went to this year. And each year thereafter, I plan on seeing more and doing more. So
That's awesome. Well, folks that are just tuning in, Danica's here. She's got the Instagram account and the business called Grow in Alaska, where she travels around Alaska and not only helps people with their travel plans, but also helps businesses promote what they're doing in their neck of the woods, which is pretty awesome. And before we go into the next question, I forgot to thank our show sponsor. So I want to thank our show sponsor, Gungerstein, for Senate. She's running for U.S. Senate, and she's the sponsor of the Must Read Alaska show, which we're very appreciative of. Because of her sponsorship, we're able to get the conservative news through all the nooks and crannies of Alaska. So we want to thank her for her sponsorship. She's a nonpartisan candidate out of Juneau that's running for U.S. Senate, and she's pro-energy and's got a couple things to say about Grandpa Joe Biden. That is somebody may want to take a listen to. She was a guest on our show a number of weeks back. So thank you for your sponsorship. And then the other thing is, I forgot to mention at the very front of the show, we are doing another giveaway, which people have been asking me about your Alaska sweatshirt. It's, it's like, I don't know, I probably got a dozen messages about it last time you were on. So we're going to be doing a giveaway with your sweatshirt. Tell folks about this sweatshirt, and then I'll tell folks about how they can enter to win it.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So I live in Alaska. I love Alaska sweaters. I love Alaska t-shirts. A lot of the ones that I typically get them at, local gift shops and things like that when I travel around Alaska. And so unfortunately, I do get that question a lot. Where can I get that sweater that you got? And it's like, I can't ever link it because I get them at these small little shops, or I get them at like Fred Meyer or Walmart, and you still can't link that either. You can only buy them in Alaska. So I recently collaborated with a company. It's called Looking for Summits. It's a new like adventure and apparel brand based here in Soldotna. The owner's name is Derek, and he reached out to me, and I started using some of his products, and I, like the materials and the quality of the things so much that kind of pitched the idea to him. I get the question, hey, can I get your sweater? And so I was like, why don't we create an Alaska sweater of the both of us? And so we collaborated recently on this sweater. It's just very basic, says Alaska. It's got the abbreviations for Girl in Alaska and Looking for Summits on the side. And then on the sleeve, we put a map of Alaska to include all of the Aleutian chain. And so we're really proud of this. We designed it ourselves. We sat at a Kaladi Brothers coffee shop one day and just knocked it out. We had them printed locally here at Heather and Heather. And so they will be available for purchase here on March 9th. And we got a couple different colors in the crew necks. We have this maroon looking color. We also got like a heather, dark black, charcoal gray looking color, and like an olive green.
Nice. So
yeah.
Folks are always asking us, how do they support local businesses? This is how you do it.
Yes.
When does it launch? When can somebody possibly buy one on your website? A couple weeks?
Yep. So it's going to be in a couple weeks. August 9th, we're going to be dropping it. I kept saying the wrong date. But yeah, August 9th, we're going to be releasing it live to the public. So it'll go live on the Looking for Summits website. I'll be linking it and posting all about it kind of on my stories and on my page. So it'll be super easy to find. If you just go to my page, you can find it. I'll have like a link in my bio.
Nice. So for folks listening that want one of these sweatshirts, all you have to do is like, comment, or share this Facebook Live post, and you'll be entered to win. If you happen to do all three, you're going to get 3 entries. And another way to enter, which I think is going to be a new way this time, if you entered last time, is tag a friend. So like, comment, or share, or tag a friend, and you'll enter to win. Last time we got 1,500 entries. Let's get 3,000 this time, folks.
Awesome.
And
yes.
The more the merrier. And August something or other, I can't remember the exact date, you're going to be able
August
to buy
9th.
August 9th, you're going to be able to buy these sweatshirts. So I encourage you, if you're a listener and you want to support small businesses, check out her website August 9th. It'll be on there and ready and raring for you to buy. So next question to you is this. So you also have a travel kind of planning side of your business. Talk to us a little bit about that. We got a lot of questions last time about not so much questions, but statements of, this is awesome. I'm glad somebody in Alaska does this, and my family needs help. Tell us about your travel planning business and how somebody could book you and what you do for them.
Yeah. So I offer 2 different services when it comes to the travel planning side of things to Alaska. So we can either just do a quick and easy phone call. It's 45 minutes. I'll answer any questions that you have about travel to Alaska. You can either have all your plans in mind, or you can just start from scratch with me, and I can go over city by city with you, kind of what there is to see and do. And then you can kind of plan on your own and make the decisions on your own of where you want to go and what you want to see and do while you're here. Or if you want more of like a one-on-one experience, we'll work super closely together to plan out your entire vacation. So I started out with just like a 7-day trip. You can pay me for that, and we can start planning out the 7 days together. We'll be calling each other, texting each other back and forth. I basically help you plan out the entire trip, but I have you book everything. So then I don't ever have like your credit card info or anything like that. And then that way all the confirmations go to you and everything like that. And then once we have everything booked, I create a very detailed custom itinerary that you can either print out or view on your phone. And I kind of fill in the gaps with, restaurants, places to eat, free things to do, hikes, places to take cool pictures, all sorts of things that I put on the itinerary as well.
That's awesome. So how does somebody get a hold of you for that? Is there an email or website or phone number? What's the best way for somebody to try to figure out how to get in touch with you to book that?
Yeah. So you can either find me on Instagram, shoot me a message on there. My email's on there, my website's on there, or you can go directly to my website. It's just girlinalaska.com. There is a book now button right on the homepage, and my calendar will pop up, and you can select a date and time that works best for your schedule, and we can kind of go from there. Once you book it, I'll start texting you right away and get the phone call set up and plans and everything.
That's awesome. So for folks that are listening that have family or friends coming to Alaska, this is how you do it. If you don't want to miss you got 3 days and you want to jam pack all the cool Alaska experiences, and you're only going to be in Anchorage and Wasilla, Danica can help you figure that out. So, or if you live in Alaska and you just haven't ever left Kenai and you want to figure out how to leave Kenai and go experience more that Alaska has to offer, shoot her a DM on Instagram, and I'm sure she'd love to help you out. So another cool feature, which I think we also have a lot of business owners that listen to this podcast, and I think a lot of the times business owners are trying to figure out how to navigate the marketing world in a ever-changing, tech space, and the old standard of radio and television is kind of a dinosaur thought. And so you've been able to come up with a cool way for businesses to market their product in a way that's very engaging, very personal, and kind of cutting edge. Tell us about how you're doing this kind of feature work, and if there's a business out there that wants to do this, what does that look like?
Yeah. So I like to work really closely with a lot of small local businesses, people that maybe don't have a huge following on Instagram. And like you said, Instagram and social media, it's become super important in today's marketing world. It's really taking over advertising in a way, and ways to get your products and services out there. And so I like to work with businesses and kind of help them tell their story. I think Instagram, I primarily work on Instagram, so I say Instagram a lot, but Instagram's a very personal app. It's a very nosy app, I like to say. A lot of people, when they want to buy from you and want to support you as a business, they want to know more about you. They want to know how your company started, what's your family like, what do you like to do on the weekends? What do you like to do for fun? And so the more that I can help show who a business is to people that I think would want to buy from them, I think it can just be very beneficial to the business itself. I have a very targeted audience on my page. 80% of my followers actually aren't from Alaska. So it's a lot of people that are curious about Alaska, or they want to know more, they want to visit maybe one day, or they are visiting. And so if I can, help a business get their name out there more and create more brand awareness for them, that's kind of my goal and what makes me happy. So
a lot of these businesses, you'll physically show up to the business and kind of highlight what they do. And so it's not necessarily just a lot of people think, oh, she just will post a link. It's way more in depth and intentional that you're physically showing up, getting to know the business, and kind of giving a behind the scenes feature, right?
Yeah, it's a very personal, very VIP behind the scenes experience that I try to give my followers. Like I said, they want to know more about these companies before they want to book with them and support them. And so that's my goal, is to kind of go in there, really learn the nitty gritty about how you started this business, how it works, what you guys do, and that sort of thing. And then I like to show it and showcase it on my stories. And then I'll also create kind of a highlight reel of the business itself as well. And
well, so, if you're a business out there, let's say you own a hotel or own a resort or own some kind of an excursion that kind of piggybacks off of the cruise ship industry, this is how you need to market your business. I can tell you from, I know a couple of the folks that have took Danica up on her marketing services and been featured on her Instagram, and it has been a wonderful experience for them. They can't speak any more highly of you and
Thank you.
kind of the treasure trove of really good social media followers and presence that happened after you went there and featured their business. So for folks that are like, I wonder if this could fit my business or my friend's business, if you are in any sort of tourism industry business, and that could be as simple as owning a restaurant, look her up. her marketing service will be more impactful than any radio dollar spend you'll do or any TV dollar spend you'll do this year. And so I want to encourage folks to take you up on that, because it's a pretty awesome, unique thing to have happen. And my guess is you fill it quickly. So get a hold of her now, because she's probably going to be booked here in the next couple of months.
Thank you.
Tell us about your fall, winter. It's one thing to go experience Alaska in the summer, which is, no snow and all that kind of stuff. But what is somebody like yourself's business look like in the fall and winter? Are you still going to do travel excursions and promote businesses, or do you kind of like shut down and go to Hawaii?
Yeah. I will be going to Hawaii, but I won't be shutting down. I'll probably still be working in Hawaii. So I do have some other exciting news that I don't think I told you about. So in addition to the personal one-on-one travel planning, as well as working with the local businesses, I do still plan on doing that this winter and fall. The fall and winter time is a great time to start planning for next summer. A lot of the clients that I booked this year were a lot of last minute clients that wanted to leave in like 2 months, and a lot of the good places to stay at and a lot of the good tours were booked. So that's what I'm going to be really pushing for, is just, getting people to start planning more in advance. And so that'll be happening this winter. But the exciting news is I got a lot of requests to do in-person tours. So I'm actually going to be doing in-person tours starting next February.
Nice.
So that'll be my first tour. I'm going to be taking 7 to 10 people around Alaska, and we're going to go do all my favorite tours and stay at all my favorite Airbnbs and eat at all my favorite places. And we're going to have a fancy dinner one night with a private chef and just all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a really cool trip. So I'm going to be doing a winter tour and then 2 summer tours next year.
Well, I got a question for you, because this is very fascinating to me. Are these people that you only know from the internet, or is this like friends of yours? Because that'll be
No, so it's an open invitation to whoever wants to come.
Okay.
There will be an application that you have to submit. So I will be kind of hand selecting people. Mainly just, I'm going to be asking questions like, are you comfortable like sharing a bed? Like if it's an all girls trip or something, because some of these Airbnbs, they might sleep 10 people, but it's like 2 people to a bed. And so I'm going to be asking some simple questions like that. Are you comfortable with like a helicopter tour or stuff like that? Because that sort of thing is going to be on the itinerary. And so I just want to make sure that we're all cohesive and everyone's going to get along and everything.
So do you have any details of like the costs or how somebody signs up or anything like that you can share? Or is that still in the works?
Yeah, so it's kind of still in the works as far as cost goes. I am going to be announcing it though in a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm going to be releasing the itinerary, kind of like a day by day of what we're going to be doing on the tour. And then I will have some type of special sale or promotion for people that get onto the wait list. So it'll probably be available to waitlist clients first, and then I'll release it to the general public if the spots don't fill up. So like I said, I'm probably only going to take I'm thinking maybe 7 people this first time. I want it to be a little more of like an intimate and personable experience.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be me and probably 7 other girls, and we're going to have like the coolest trip in Alaska.
So you've been traveling all over Alaska. I think you have been able to get a good litmus test on, are people traveling again? That may not be, a barometer that you're looking for just as you're out there, marketing your business and other people's businesses. But as you're out there, do you see like more people are doing tourist kind of stuff as opposed to the last couple of summers, or is it still stagnant?
No, I do think that it's picked up. I think definitely, especially with like in Skagway, for instance, they didn't have any cruise ship traffic for about 2 years. So it really put a hit on their economy and on the local businesses. A lot of people had to shut down. They couldn't even survive through COVID. And so while I was there, a lot of them had told me that things have picked back up. It almost feels normal again. And then I know here in, where I live and stuff, a lot of the tour companies that I've been working with, they've all told me that they're having a really good summer. So
that's awesome.
Yes, yeah, very good to hear. Some of the tour companies that I worked with, they weren't necessarily sold out, but I helped them sell out the rest of their summer season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know one of the tour companies that you helped has been just booked like crazy all summer long since you've been there. So,
yeah,
um, that's always good news to hear when these
yes,
local, the cruise ship comes to town and there's like 15 businesses that really support that cruise ship
right.
industry for all those folks making sure they have a good time. And so it was a real bummer when there was no cruise ships for 2 years, but it sounds like as you're going through these towns all over Alaska, that tourism has been picked back up, which is good for Alaska, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yep. Yeah, I think just travel in general has picked back up, and I think Alaska's become more of a popular destination too recently to visit.
So, one more time, tell folks how they can find you, what's your Instagram handle, website, and how somebody goes about potentially booking you if they're a restaurant and want to get featured as featured partnership on Instagram with you.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you can either find me on Instagram. You can just search Girl in Alaska. It should pop up. It is though girl.in.alaska if you do type it fully out. Or you can check out my website. It's girlinalaska.com. You can either shoot me a DM or an email. I respond to everyone myself and I will get back to you. And then we can set up a call and we can go from there.
Awesome. Well, folks that are listening, you could also win this sweatshirt, the Alaska sweatshirt.
Yes.
To enter to win this sweatshirt, I'm going to pick somebody. I would say by the sometime Friday, I'll pick somebody to enter to win. All you have to do is like, comment, share, or tag a friend in this Facebook Live post. I'll pin it to the top of the page. And every time you do that, you'll enter to win. So if you do all four of those things, you'll have 4 entries. So I want to encourage folks to do that. And
Yep.
you could win this awesome sweatshirt. If I'll pick the winner Friday, we'll set you up on how to get it. And
Yeah.
it'll
And I
be
have 3 different colors. So you can pick whatever color and size you want.
nice. Well, we wish you the best of luck and you are having some amazing success. And like I said, if you're a borough or a city in the state of Alaska, or you're literally the state of Alaska, y'all need to hire a girl in Alaska because she can help you promote your town business and borough in a way that radio and TV can't. So,
Thank you,
um,
John.
yep. This Friday, I'm going to be having the CEO of the Rasmussen Foundation on, and then I'm also going to be having Senator Mike Showers on Friday as well to talk about the things that he's working on in his reelection. So you won't want to miss out on Friday. We'll have a double header, and it'll be exciting. So until next time, I'm John Quick from Somewhere in Alaska. We want to thank our show sponsor, Gungerstein for Senate, for sponsoring the Must Read Alaska show. She's a nonpartisan candidate from Juneau who's pro-energy and anti-Biden. And you'll want to take a listen to the interview we did with her maybe a month or so back. It's very intriguing. We want to thank her for sponsoring the show. Because of her sponsorship, we're able to get conservative news for all the nooks and crannies of Alaska, which is awesome. And we hope that everybody has a phenomenal day. Go catch some salmon. And if you come to the Kenai, remember, clean up your mess and have a fun time. Thanks so much.